CEOs like Apple's Tim Cook know that patents are critical.
For us, our intellectual property is so important to our company.
This is clearly the case because Apple has nearly 100,000 patents globally that belong to close to 35,000 unique patent families, which roughly equates to around 35,000 unique inventions they have covered. But why are patents actually so important to tech companies like Apple, and what role do patents actually serve? Surprisingly, it's not some sort of evil, nefarious business purpose like you might think. The reason patents exist in the first place and why they're actually written directly into the Constitution is to promote research and development efforts by inventors, and making it so they don't spend years of their lives and large sums of money developing important technology, only for them to bring it to market and let others easily copy it without having to put in any time or money. Instead, a patent gives a limited monopoly on invention so that companies have a chance to recoup their R&D costs before the invention goes off patent and is freely available for everybody to use. Tim Cook sums it up well when he says,
"From our point of view, it's important that Apple not be the developer for the world. We can't take all of our energy and all of our care and finish the painting and have someone else put their name on it. We can't have that."
I'll be the first to admit that the patent system is not perfect, but on balance, it promotes the development of important technology that would otherwise not be created. In fact, the idea that patents help promote innovation is so universal that all countries have a patent system with the exception of a few countries such as East Timor, Suriname, Somalia, Eritrea, the Maldives, Fiji, and the Solomon Islands. One thing that people often forget is how startups and big tech companies alike are made up of individual engineers, scientists, and inventors who are dedicating their lives to developing technology that benefits us all. And these folks just want to get credit for their inventions. In patents, even though the company typically ends up owning the rights to patents, patent law still requires that all true inventors be named on a patent, and to do otherwise is grounds for invalidation of the patent.
The worst thing in the world that can happen to you if you're an engineer and you've given your life to something is for someone to rip it off and put their name on it. And so what we want to accomplish is we just want people to invent their own stuff.
You'd be surprised, but this is typically what most well-meaning companies actually want, is to just get protection and credit for the things that they invent while letting others come up with and get protection and credit for their own ideas and inventions. Again, the patent system supports this type of technology development as well by allowing for improvement patents that build on previous technology and even on previous patents. For example, to get a patent, the invention must be new and non-obvious over the prior art, which could be issued patents, published pending applications, actual products, blog posts, YouTube videos, scientific papers, or essentially any technology disclosure. This means that if you make a new and non-obvious improvement to existing technology, even if it's patented, you can get a patent on this new improvement. But how do companies actually get value out of patents, whether this is a base patent or an improvement patent? The first thing that comes to mind is using the monopoly power of a patent to prevent others from making, using, selling, offering to sell, or importing the patented technology. But many companies don't see this as an ethical or beneficial way of using patent rights in the market, especially for patents on standard or essential technology, as Tim Cook calls them.
Standards essential patents. It's something fundamental to connecting to the 3G network.
Okay.
You know, where there's no way you could design a product without whatever this is.
While patents do allow their owners to stop anyone else from using or selling the patent technology, many folks argue that it's better to support the overall tech ecosystem by giving a reasonable license to use standard or essential technology and only get injunctions to stop use or sales in extreme cases. In other words, a more compelling business case can typically be made for companies cross-licensing technology to each other at a reasonable cost so that everybody can be compensated for their inventions, instead of stifling innovation by using patents just to create a monopoly.
No one should be able to get an injunction off a standards essential patent because the owner of the patent has the responsibility to license it on a fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory manner. Apple has not sued anyone over standards essential patents that we own. because we view that it's fundamentally wrong to do that. This was never the intention of a standards essential patent. The intention was that some payment be made.
So while you often see headlines about major patent lawsuits that make them seem commonplace, the reality is that this is not how business is typically done with patents. And most companies instead choose to license technology instead of stifling innovation by indiscriminately stopping others from using technology. Unfortunately, it's a minority of a few bad actors who make the patent system seem broken, corrupt, and detrimental to innovation, even though as a whole, the patent system does end up promoting innovation. This is a great lesson for startups and emerging companies because the best way to defend against other companies who have a big patent portfolio is to grow a patent portfolio of your own. For example, where a company comes against you with an accusation of patent infringement, you're in a much stronger position if you can say you have patents of your own that they may be infringing and set up a cross-licensing relationship instead of expensive and unpredictable patent litigation that would incur unnecessary cost and risk for both sides. In other words, patents are analogous to a nuclear arms race where companies want to build patent portfolios that will create mutually assured destruction if a patent war were to spark off, which ultimately results in peaceful and more efficient solutions for both sides. A good example of a company not following this advice is when Google got into making Android smartphones, but started to get beat up by patent lawsuits because they didn't have much of a patent portfolio to defend themselves with, because they had initially been anti-patent. To make up for this, they bought Motorola Mobility for a premium of $12.5 billion, primarily for a portfolio of 17,000 patents, which became critical to them being able to hold their own in the mobile marketplace and prevent patent lawsuits against them. If you're getting some value out of this video, please click the like button because it really helps the channel out. And if you want to learn more about how successful startups do patents, click this video right here and we will see you there.